morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching. I'm Bernie. I'm from Melbourne in Australia. I'm part of the Card Creators Plus team alongside Tammy and Stephanie. And this is part of our Plus, as mentioned previously, of our group. So I'm not making a card today. I'm actually making some little boxes that you might be able to use at Easter to give some gifts. The file will be in our Facebook group, Card Creators Plus, and up in the file section you will find the SVG for this. It's also not one that I've done with a scoreboard and cutter. I've actually used an SVG because, as you'll see, it's a little bit of a tricky file. So with this one, this is a paper that I've got that had little rabbits, little chickens, and some Easter eggs. Now, if you were to give someone 4 little chocolates like this, it'd be a lovely gift. I'm sure someone would appreciate some chocolates. But if you want to jazz it up a little bit, how about you make a little gift box to put them in? So there's our 4 chocolates. And just here, so let's take that off. And they're different 4 chocolates, but the same. So it holds 4 holes for lint balls. And I think you might call them lint truffles in other parts of the world, but here we just refer to them as lint balls. And so that's what we're making today. So I will show you how to do that. So I'll just move my chocolates to the side without trying to eat them. Have a piece of ribbon. Now this is in the SVG file. This is the base that our chocolate balls sit on. We've got a sentiment. We've got 2 side pieces, and then we've got 5 other pieces. Now I'm not using mats and layers on this one. I'm just using layers. So if you want to do layers as well, mats as well, you'll need to adjust the sizes. So we've got 3 normal, 3 plain, and then we've got 2 that have got holes in them each, and they line up on our card base. So what I like to do with this one is to get this going. So let me go back. This will fit on 1 piece of normal cardstock. Here in Australia we call it A4. I know in the US, and I think the UK do as well, it's in the US, it's US letter. This will fit on 1 piece of cardstock. This unfortunately doesn't fit on the same size. So what I do is I cut 1 of those and then I put this on, and I think I get 3 or 4 to a piece. I think I get 4 to a piece, so I just cut more of them and have them ready. So this one here, we will just glue these tabs. So I'm just going to do this first so that it gives it a chance to actually grab and glue while we put our layers on our base. I've been naughty and left the cap off this. This is an extremely sticky glue. Whoops. So whenever I get it on my fingers. Now, we're not in any hurry here, so just gently pull that tab back and make sure that those seams are lined up perfectly. So I think you can see. Now I've created this file with the measurements, so it should all go together quite easily. And again on the opposite side, just make sure those corners are in place. And the same down the other end, bit of glue on each tab. Fold it over, making sure those are lined up. Nope, stuck to my finger. I have to put some alcohol on my fingers to get rid of the glue. And then this one, okay, and there's our insert that our 4 chocolates sit inside of. So I'm just going to move that off to the side, and I'm just going to give my hands a bit of a wipe, get rid of some of that glue. Okay, now our base, as I've mentioned previously, it's much easier to work and to glue mats and layers down when you've got a flat base. So we have a frilly edge on here. So I've just printed these at home. There's just some Easter eggs and butterflies on there. I've gone around it with a marker pen because I've printed on white cardstock, and these all just line up, the holes line up. Same as this one. I'll get to that one in a moment. And then because this one, we're using this one as our starting point for our holes, just make sure that all of your other papers are running the same way if you are using directional paper. If you're not, then it doesn't matter, but I have got the same piece of cardstock across all of them. And then this one, see now, let me just remove those. These holes are in a certain spot to marry up with this when it gets folded. And if I'd have put it on just like that, you can see it's not lined up. So it actually needs to go that way. So there's our holes, and now it's perfectly in the middle of that piece, which marries up with the Easter egg as well. But just if you weren't sure and you're using non-directional paper, then just make sure that these holes are lined up and make sure that you've got it right with an edge right around. It'll only go on one way. Well, it'll go on every which way, but your holes won't line up. So we've got those. So I'm just going to attach these. Making sure my holes are covered over perfectly. If the holes are right and you've got an edge all around, you know that it's going to work. There's more glue again. Not having much luck with glue lately. Next piece. This is a pretty paper. It's just got some flowers, some Easter eggs, some butterflies. Might make a nice gift. We have a neighbour, a lovely neighbour. Nick mows her lawn for her, the front part, and she always comes in with different sorts of gifts. She brings gifts in for the dogs, and sometimes I just like having something there that I can give back to her, even though she's thanking us for doing a task, well, not me, but she's thanking Nick for doing a task. It's nice just to have something there for her as well. And I made some of these boxes last Christmas. I got invited out for a morning tea with my sister-in-law's friendship group. Now I know the ladies, but they're not in my actual friendship group as such, so they're more acquaintances. But I knew that there would be gifts exchanged and cards exchanged, and I didn't want to turn up empty-handed, so I made some of these. And when you buy, certainly around Easter and Christmas here, the Lindt people come out with the balls in a big box. I generally buy a box, and you can get quite a few gifts out of one box of chocolate balls for not a lot of money. So probably more money was spent on my time and the cardstock and that, but I really enjoy making these to give as a gift. Now these two pieces, as you can see, we've got two small pieces. They're also in the file. They need to go on a certain way. So if we look at our box, when it gets folded up, that will be the front with our frill, with the scalloped edge there. So when we put these on, we have to make sure that those pieces are that they'll be up the right way. So even though it looks like it's on backwards there or upside down, that's the way that the piece has to go. So the bottom of the piece is going facing inwards. So we glue those down as well. Just making sure that it's, if you put it up the wrong way, does it matter? Nope, not at all. But it's just nice to have it in the right, to make it kind of look nice. So there's the other one. It's going the opposite direction to this one. And there's all our mats and layers done. Not mats, I've got to stop saying that. There's all our layers done. Now, when we look at our cardstock, we've got tabs here, and 2 tabs here. These 2 tabs we are not putting glue on. They're to actually help our lid sit inside our box. So all we need is tabs on these 4 pieces. Let's just get that one. Actually, I haven't burnished those pieces, so let me just fold those score marks up while I can. And on the other side, I've done those 2. I hadn't done the other side. So we're just going to put some glue on these tabs, and then they're going to fold up and our box will start to be formed. So just take it slowly. There's no rush. We want our corners to be as perfect as we possibly can. So just pick one to start with. The first one's generally the most awkward because you've got nothing to line it up against, so it will fit together perfectly. Just make sure you've got your corners there. Hold it down for a moment. Take your time with it and get that to line up. And then we've got this piece. Actually, I usually find it's easier to do the other side bottom piece as well, so that we're not trying to work against gravity with the box. So if we hold up the other side, and again, perfectly aligned, we're just holding it there in place. And now we can do our other 2 pieces. Again, it's easier if you work with it in front of you. And another one, oops, over here. Now this one actually works if you can do the 2 of them at the same time, but if you can't, that's all well and good as well. So again, just line them up, and there we go, there's that one done, and that one. And then you can just turn it over, because this one's lifted, line that up. I'm just holding it down, and I'm just going to take my bone folder and just give that a gentle rub, and the same on this side. Okay, there's our box. So let's have a look here. Put the lid on that. So these 2 tabs, they go inside our box, and then oops, inside. Nope, I'm not playing nicely today. There's our inside our box, and there's what it looks like. But we're going to put our insert in first. So here's our insert. It should be a perfect fit. I'm going to stop saying perfect because it doesn't matter if it's not. So there's our insert, slots in, and put our 4 chocolates in. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Little tabs go in, and then we're up to putting our ribbon in. But it's probably easier actually if we start our ribbon while we haven't got anything in there. Now you could choose to, Stephanie's shown us in other videos how to colour your ribbon. For the purpose of this, I'm just leaving it white. But if you wanted to, you could colour pick a colour out of the paper, and colour your ribbon. But for this we won't. And then we're putting our chocolates back in, pushing our tabs down, and there's our completed box. Put the ribbon through, and again put the ribbon through. Oop, there goes my dog. The shadows obviously appeared. And I'm just going to do a ribbon. Excuse the dog, sorry about that. He has a habit of just barking at shadows of late. And I'll just put this through. This one just says for you at Easter. I'm not sure what I'll do there. I'll just put that around again. There we go. So for you at Easter, and then I can cut the ribbon. And another one. And there we go. So there's our For You at Easter, our Lindt chocolate box with all of our papers on. Oh, and I haven't put that inside. That one should be inside. I'll fix that up. There we go. That's inside. So we've got 2 different boxes that have each got 4 Lindt balls inside. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Let me know how you go. Show me if you make one and let me know what it looks like. And thank you for joining in again. Card Creators Plus on Facebook. You'll find the files in there. They're free. Welcome to use them at any time. And we'll be back again with some more cards and more boxes over the next few days. Thank you for watching. Take care and happy crafting.